AFTV guys, we've been moving around a lot, right? Because, the DJ's playing music out there. But listen, I want to get your opinions on the game today. What did you make of it?
I think the game was good. We really started off very poor for our standards. We did make a lot of chances, but as always, like Arsenal, we didn't finish them. You could see the stats in the first half, they were a bit even, but we couldn't take our chances, and Liverpool did punish us. And I think that's where Arsenal need to improve, especially for next season. And I'm just going to mention one thing. I'm going to be critical about one person, and that's Martin Odegaard. You see what happens when he shoots.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. If he shoots, if he gets on the ball, and if he has the confidence to just take off that shot, it can create a chance, even if it doesn't go in.
That's where the goal led from, isn't it?
Exactly,
like when Marino,
yeah.
he's had a great shot.
Yeah.
Keepers had to pull off a brilliant save.
Yeah.
And then from that, we get the goal.
Exactly. So I think Mikel Arteta needs to be very critical of him. You see what he did with Ramsdale last season. He was extremely very critical, and I think he needs to do the same, if not better with him.
What about you? What did you make of the game?
Okay. First of all, I would like to say the first half was quite nice. The first half wasn't that nice, but the second half we were able to capitalize. I will be critical on one person, that is Martinelli. Even though he scored, all credit to him, but I feel like Martinelli isn't finishing the job as it should be.
He scored.
He scored, yes, true. He scored. That's true. But like throughout the season, all those games, yeah, he has had quite some few chances. He could have created.
He scored today.
He scored today.
He scored against Real Madrid. He scored. I know he had a shaky start to the season. But he scored that's a very important goal today.
But
we're losing, and he gets us back in the game.
And that is nice. Credit to him. But
More than nice. It's a goal.
It's a goal, yeah, true. But like I feel like, Martinelli, we should get a new winger on the left wing.
Who would you want to see there?
Anthony Gordon.
Anthony
Gordon. That's a nice start. That's a nice option. And also, in the first half, I felt like we were shaking the mid-defense because we were being opened up in a few while. Because the second goal was a through. Yeah. It was a through. So I feel like no bad blood to Kiwi or anything. Yeah. But I feel like we should get another option for Gabriel, as solid as Gabriel. When someone like Saliba or Gabriel gets injured in the next season, like as bad as this injury that he had, we need to get someone solid as much as like it no difference.
Right. For me, just before I go, I want to ask you both. Yeah. Everybody is saying it. We need a striker in the summer.
Yeah, true.
You can give me one realistic striker that Arsenal can sign. Who is it?
I think it's very simple. It's Victor Gyökeres. I think it's almost too simple because for Isak, it won't be that easy for him. It's Newcastle. They're a big team themselves. It's the same way, like the way Real Madrid want to take Saliba from us. It is not going to be easy. And then with their prospects as well, you've already seen that they are also very likely to get into the Champions League next season. So taking Isak away from Newcastle will be a tough deal. But Gyökeres, on the other hand, as much as he's not Premier League proven, he does have a very, very big threat. And I think that he can adapt very well. Then the other thing which I think I can also add to that, I think we should get another winger. And I think for me, it's going to be Gittins.
Okay,
it's
Gittins
simple,
for you?
very simple. Yeah.
Striker. For me, I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to go with Benjamin Sesko. Yeah. Personally, I feel like he's pocket friendly, not as bad as Alexander Isak, not as bad as Gyökeres also. Is not that, but I feel like Sesko is the potential signing for as a striker. Despite the links with Gyökeres, Isak, all those strikers, I feel like those were just the links, but I feel like Benjamin Sesko are going to close that deal for Benjamin Sesko.
2-2 in the end. We were 2-0 down at half-time. It was looking bad. I was like, how can we come all the way to Kenya and lose? On the road in Africa, we've been good.
Certainly not possible. Tell you what.
Be real though. At half-time, are you thinking, boy?
No. I wish I could show you actually my WhatsApp messages. I was actually telling my friends we were going to either draw or win against Liverpool.
And we could have snatched it at the end.
And we did. Right? We did.
We got the draw, but I'm saying we could have, that chance when Odegaard got forward.
Yeah. Certainly, we could have won that game easily. But tell you what, it's been a really tough season for us. But I know for certain, with my key signings, let's get a proper winger, let's get a proper striker, we would be winning trophies next season. That's for certain.
You sure?
100%.
So you believe
sure.
that Mikel Arteta is still the guy to take us over the line? Because he's been getting a lot of criticism saying that he's not the guy to take us over the line. You believe he can?
Tell you what, Robbie, Arteta is the right man for the job. That I'm 100% sure. I mean, who else? If we were to leave, if we were to lose
My man's smiling here. My man's smiling here. Is Mikel Arteta the right man to lead Arsenal to the promised land, to get us over the line?
Absolutely, Robbie.
You feel he is?
Yes. Look at what he has done. Remember, a few years ago, we were not even content for the spot for Champions League. But look now, with amount of the injuries we had, we were able to get to the semi-final of the Champions League. The league, we have been there consistently. This is the third season.
We've been miles off it this season. The amount of games we've drawn and some of the decisions. Why didn't he buy a striker in the summer? Why in January didn't go and get a striker?
Okay, for this one, he has nowhere to hide. But I think we need to give him one more last chance. This is the summer signings transfer period that is need to get it right. I want to see when you're going to say, welcome to AFTV Transfer Daily, you're telling, you know what, we've signed a striker, because that is what
So me too.
Yeah, that's what we
And who do you want? Who would you, realistically, who would you like to see?
Realistically, would be Victor Gyökeres. That is the realistic striker we can get. Look at him, he has a presence which we need. He has the profile, he ticks a lot of boxes that he can play for that, he can take up that role.
Okay.
Yeah.
You? What about you?
I think we should go all out. Get Isaac if you can. But then again, like you said, realistically, you're correct. But then if money allows, then why not get Isaac? He's the only person that we require to win any sort of, major trophy. It's as easy as that.